Oh, I'm here. I'm just waiting for the YouTube 7-second rule to pass because I gotta say something. This is bullshit. There's no nice way to say it. There's no clever marketing angle or friendly corporate spin that makes this look like anything other than it is. A hostile act against the very people who keep this industry alive. Now that's a very broad statement because we're talking about multiple industries in today's video, but I guarantee that if you're alive in 2025, some of this bullshit's affecting you and your wallet, and it's not world class, and that's why I gotta call it out right now.
The following is a World Class Bullshitters exclusive.
Microsoft just raised the price of Game Pass Ultimate by 50%. Not 5, not 10, 50, 5-0. In any other context, this would just be considered criminal. But because we're talking about digital services and subscriptions, they think they can bend us over and go in dry and get away with it. Not today. This isn't a price adjustment. This isn't inflation correction. This is a shakedown. The kind of move you'd expect from the mob. Except instead of gangsters in suits, it's trillion-dollar tech companies holding your libraries hostage. And here's the shit kicker. You're not getting any more for your money. They're not giving you the holy grail of gaming. They're not offering you a revolutionary service that justifies that spike. No, they're stuffing Fortnite crap into a deal and pretending like it just did you a favor. I don't want Fortnite. I'm not a 12-year-old screaming into a headset on a school night. I didn't ask for this, and I sure as hell don't want to subsidize it. Keep that bullshit off my Xbox. This is where it all falls apart. This is the breaking point for millions of people. You can only kick us so many times before we stop standing back up. Microsoft is about to learn what happens when consumers say enough. The response was immediate and brutal. Gamers didn't want to wait to see how this plays out. They didn't grin and bear it. They just pulled the plug. Cancellations came in like a flood. Microsoft's own cancellation page reportedly crashed under the load. Imagine that. A company so greedy that they broke their own system by underestimating how many people would rather walk away than pay for their bullshit. People online weren't shy, they never are, and they said these two words: cancel now. These aren't fringe voices. This isn't a handful of angry YouTubers or anonymous accounts screaming into the void. This is mainstream frustration, the kind that you can't hide under a PR gloss. Even GameStop, a company everyone thought was already dead, piled on. Their ad read like a dagger to Microsoft's heart. Game Pass, $29.99 every month, own nothing. GameStop, buy once, own forever. When the punchline from GameStop, a retail dinosaur, lands harder than your trillion-dollar announcement, you've lost the plot. And that's the danger with this kind of greed. It exposes the fragility of the whole system. Subscriptions live and die on momentum. They only work when people accept the price hikes quietly. But this is a revolt. This is a sign that loyalty isn't unconditional, and that even the most diehard fans will bolt when you spit in their face. Microsoft wanted more revenue, instead they got a rebellion of people who are pissed off, and I just so happen to be one of them. I feel like a sucker for paying for Game Pass. $20 a month was a nice sweet spot. I played my games, I played new games, I played old games, and then I called it a day. But this is ridiculous. Like I said, I'm a grown man. I don't want to play Fortnite. I don't even care about Fortnite. I wish it didn't exist. I'm not a kid. I don't have kids yet. So Fortnite is not a selling point. I looked at all the games that were being released from Ubisoft as well. I either have them, beat them, or have no interest in them. So again, I'm paying more for nothing. But you're watching this video right now and you're probably not a gamer because I look at the demographics and gaming just doesn't hit on this channel. But this video is far beyond gaming. This disease has spread everywhere. Streaming, the thing that was supposed to save us from cable, has become its own monster. Remember when people celebrated cutting the cord? They smiled as they ditched their bloated cable packages. People were thrilled that they could pick and choose what they wanted at a fraction of the cost. But that dream is deader than disco. 2025 has been nothing but price hike after price hike after price hike. And it starts with Netflix. The standard original plan at $17.99. No big new library, no radical new features, just the same content, slightly thinner and at a higher price. Then there's Disney Plus and Hulu, another $2 to $3 across tiers. The House of Mouse has decided that your loyalty is worth less than the balance sheet. What about Apple TV Plus? They raised their already laughably slim service by 30%. A brief look goes to show you that their library is the thinnest on the market, but somehow they think that show from Ben Stiller is worth paying 30% more and their service deserves premium price. Bullshit. And we are not blind. We know that the math doesn't add up. We know we're not getting more. We're getting less. Libraries shrink overnight because of licensing agreements. Original content is churned out at breakneck speed, but it's always cheap, disposable, designed to meet quotas, and it never entertains. It's always bullshit. They sell prestige TV as one big show a year justifies bleeding you dry. Meanwhile, everything else evaporates into filler. Fans are pissed. They're posting about canceling Netflix. They're laughing at Disney Plus's bloated strategy. And more importantly, they're taking action. Physical media, once written off as obsolete, is coming back, thankfully, because it's the only way you actually own the content you love. Your Blu-ray won't vanish, your DVD won't disappear, and it all of a sudden won't cost you $20 a month to watch a videotape. The warm, fuzzy feeling of nostalgia we all felt wasn't just nostalgia, but it was a little bit of safety, knowing that if I bought Beetlejuice, it's gonna work until it breaks, and then I can just get another one. They're not gonna all of a sudden get offended at the movie and change a line of dialogue. You think I'm joking, but that's not true. I've seen films as basic as Men in Black be censored on Netflix. Cultural sensitivity's my ass. This is some executive with a hair up their ass about wanting to sanitize and change things. We don't need another Tipper Gore in the PMRC. We need these people to STFU. And speaking of acronyms, my 3 least favorite letters in a row are WWE. They've just signed up with ESPN, which slaps an insanely high price on their package, which gouges us fans already. If you want to watch Raw, you gotta have Netflix. If you want to watch everything else, you gotta have Peacock. But now, all of a sudden, if you want to watch pay-per-views or premium live events, as they call them, you gotta have ESPN. Now, ESPN isn't a $3 to $5 add-on for your Disney Plus subscription. It's $30 extra a month. $30 extra. Again, this is bullshit. You are losing the most diehard, loyal fans. It's happening across the board, and it's the theme of this video. What happens when you lose your diehard, loyal fans? You got people that are like me who've watched wrestling for nearly 30 years that are saying, fuck it, I'll watch it on YouTube. Once people like me walk away, you have lost us for good. I've sat through garbage wrestling, but I will not sit through this. Going back to streaming though, it has betrayed us, the user. It's no longer freedom, it's a damn leash, and people are starting to cut that cord all over again. Only this time, they're cutting it from both ends. Now, today's video is not just about streaming or video games. There's also a little thing that we like to talk about here on the channel that so many thousands of you love. Let's move away from the screens and back to the toy shelves, one place that we're very comfortable with here on the channel. Remember growing up with toys? The toy is the perfect form of entertainment. A long time ago, in a toy store not that far away, toys were about building imagination and a world. Now, they've become all about exploitation as the main consumer raises an age. Now let's look at Hasbro, no one's favorite toy company. We've talked about Hasbro here on this channel countless times. They want to get out of making toys. They want to make video games. They're moving from Rhode Island to Boston. Who gives a shit? But all they're doing is dumping on you, the customer. Me, the customer. I love Star Wars. The original Star Wars always does it for me. And I like to go out and get collectibles based on that original film. I don't want stuff from the sequels, I don't want stuff from the prequels, I don't want shit from Disney Plus. Just that one specific film. And they know that people like me have an attachment to that film, and that's why Star Wars figures have stuck around on shelves nonstop for 30 years. Now when I was a kid growing up, they were $4.99. Then they've jumped up to $7.99, to $9.99. That was when I was in college. A Star Wars figure was $9.99, and that was acceptable. Double the price, double the quality, all the extra accessories. It was cool. But then something happened. They introduced the Black Series, which wasn't a new and exciting way to experience Star Wars toys. It was a way to charge $20 for a Star Wars action figure. And at first, the Black Series was absolute garbage. It sucked, the big one. The figures looked like crap. The selection was wonky. The distribution was broken. But then, a few years later, Hasbro got it together, and the Black Series started to become a respectable toy line. Once it gained some respect, it also gained $5 in price. They went from $19.99 to $24.99, and they've sat there for a while. But now, Hasbro likes to talk about the dreaded T word, not TARD, tariff, and they've jacked up the price of Star Wars figures to $27.99. Now, of course, everyone's going to say, Jeff, you gotta understand the economy, they gotta make money, the business, this, that. Fuck off. I don't care about what Hasbro makes. I care about me and the people that watch this channel. And $27.99 is bullshit. That is not an acceptable price for what they give us. The same with Marvel Legends. You want to charge me $27.99 for a Marvel Legend? garbage. You want to charge me $60 for a 2-pack because I got a different colored Venom and the same Captain America with a different shield? Guess what? There's a little magical place called Ollie's that I'll go to and find all this crap for pennies on the dollar. Toys have become overpriced to the point where kids can't get them anymore, and guys like me that do want them, that will search them out, and that will pay a premium price for a premium product are tapping out because, like everything else that we've talked about in this video, we're getting less. We're not getting more. Let's talk about what's actually changing from a Hasbro figure. Nothing. The molds are the same, the characters are the same, the sculpts are recycled. The only thing that is new is a coat of paint. A slightly different colored weapon, a different colored cloak, but the same garbage figure that they refuse to fix. There are very few new accessories. On the off chance that they do give you a brand new figure, they found a way to jack it up to $50. I told you guys a few months back that they're making this new Spider-Man figure called the Maximum Series. It was maximum bullshit. It was a new sculpt. It wasn't very good. It had bad paint. It had a bunch of crappy web accessories, and it was also double the price. It was not worth double the price. Hasbro knows that collectors are obsessive. They know that people can't stand to leave a figure missing from the lineup, so they weaponize this. They churn out exclusives, alternate paint schemes, limited runs to force people into rebuying. It's not about the love of the hobby, it's about wringing every last cent they can from you. But not every toy company does this the same way. Thankfully, people are waking up. Fans are sick and tired of buying the same action figure for the 50th time. They're tired of the repaints of the week, and they slowly but surely are walking away. Hasbro thinks they can coast forever on brand loyalty, but loyalty isn't eternal, not when we're treated like this. And here's my point. If Hasbro wants to show that they're actually loyal to the fan base, that they actually give a damn about us, these tariff prices will drop when the tariffs are cut. But like every other company in this goddamn country, they're just going to keep those high prices no matter what the import costs are because they want to raise their profit margins. But somehow, these people aren't the worst offenders. The worst offender of all of this are live events. A place where you used to be able to go and escape the grind, to experience something special, something real, an intimate encounter with your favorite artist. Now, it's the final boss of corporate greed. Concert tickets that usually would cost about $60 are now $250, and that's before the fees. That's before the dynamic pricing, that's before the vultures at Ticketmaster tack on another $50 in convenient charges. It's bullshit. You want a VIP package? Thousands of dollars. Not for a backstage pass, not for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, for the privilege of maybe getting a photo in front of a banner and a plastic laminate that you'll never, ever wear again. Sports tickets are worse. Premium seating is code for pay double where you used to sit. Conventions pile on exclusive bundles with swag boxes that cost more than your entry ticket. And theme parks, they don't just charge admission, they charge admission to wait in line unless you pay for the fast pass. On a VIP tour, fork over triple digits for just the right to enjoy the things you already paid to get into. And finally, for me, wrestling. I've been to WrestleMania 18 times. I've spent thousands of dollars to go to WrestleMania. But now, one WrestleMania event costs the same price as double what I paid for the last 18. Run the numbers. Do the math. It equals one thing. Bullshit. Now, this all works until it doesn't. Eventually, people like me will just stop going because we stop showing up, and when these seats go empty, the arena echoes. When the parks look barren, they'll realize they killed a golden goose by suffocating it with greed. And when your favorite artist is out there standing on stage looking like a dick performing for nobody, well, it's not the artist's fault, it's the management's fault, it's Ticketmaster's fault, it's everybody else's fault. Now we're at an interesting point because corporations think they can push and push and push, but they never count on the push back. The moment where people have had enough, the moment where the mass defiance becomes undeniable. Look at Microsoft, they already saw it. Cancellations are spiking so fast their system couldn't keep up. That wasn't a fluke, that was a signal. Streaming companies are bleeding subscribers because people don't want to juggle 6 platforms at $20 a month each. Hasbro is hearing collectors say no thanks to their repaints. Concerts are pricing out fans who decide they could watch the highlights on YouTube instead of drain their bank account. This is the nightmare scenario. Death by 1,000 cuts. Every canceled subscription, every unbought figure, every empty seat. They don't think it matters. They think they can always find more whales, more addicts, more average consumers willing to pay. But once enough people stop, once the churn outpaces the growth, the whole model collapses. Trust doesn't grow on trees and it doesn't grow back. Once we feel betrayed, we don't forgive, and that's what corporations never seem to forget. They burn goodwill like it's renewable, but it's not. It's finite, and once it's gone, so are we. How many people just don't give a damn about Disney, Star Wars, or Marvel? Why is it? Because some people on the internet got them riled up? No, it's because a billion-dollar company put out garbage and told you you're the problem. Not the case. This bullshit greed has reached its peak. They've stopped hiding. They're not even pretending to offer value anymore. They're squeezing us harder, daring us to push back. But remember, folks, we don't owe them a damn thing. They owe us value. And until they deliver, we hold the power. Go ahead and cancel the subscriptions. Stop buying the repaints. Skip the overpriced concerts. Let them feel the sting. They need the money, and they will always come back. They built this system on the assumption that we'll always pay more, that we'll always give in, that we will always accept. But they were wrong. We've hit the breaking point. And if they don't stop, if they don't pull back, they're going to watch the empire they built on arrogance come crashing down. Because greed is a hungry beast. It never stops eating, and eventually it will eat itself. So folks, thank you for joining me for this unhinged rant. It started off with Microsoft, and then it boiled into another thing, and then another thing, and it basically, this episode is what really grinds my gears. I would love for the people on the internet, the smug pieces of shit that go, well, the poors are out in droves. Asshole. People can afford this stuff. But for me, I'm just not paying. WrestleMania is no more. Now they're going to Saudi Arabia because nobody in America is going to pay $30,000 to sit on the floor. Those people are plants. That is fake. That isn't real. Your doctors, your lawyers, your high-end business people aren't taking their kids to pro wrestling because it's fucking fake. And I watch this shit. I got posters on the wall. I've been to this shit. I'm on the video. But I'm calling it out like what it is. Same with video games. I love to sit down and play my Xbox, but I liked it because it was a convenient price that I was willing to pay every single month. $30 just ain't it. So folks, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I want to hear when enough is enough for you. If you're like me, you really enjoy value. And if you're looking for value, look to me. I run a business. I'm getting ready to bring out Stealing Solo 2, and I'm bringing you all sorts of value. I want to hit goals. I have personal things that I want to achieve so I can build a bigger business, but I'm going to bring you guys value at every tier. There's all kinds of great perks. And if you spend $200 with me, you're going to walk away with $200 in value. You're not just going to get a book and a piece of paper and a magnet and go, well, that's all I got. You'll get shirts, hats, posters. We're working on action figures. Everything to show you guys that we value you and we always bring you a world-class product. But more on that in about a week. But until then, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.